I have spent a lifetime studying the minds of successful men and women. I have spoken with kings and laborers, inventors and businessmen, and I have noticed one undeniable truth. Success begins with a clear, burning desire and a well-defined goal. Without a goal, the mind drifts, the body stagnates, and life becomes a series of random events rather than a purposeful journey. From my earliest observations, I realized that the principles I discovered are not just theory, they are practical, tested, and applicable to anyone who is willing to commit to them fully. The first principle I wish to share is definiteness of purpose. To achieve anything of significance, you must know exactly what you want. You must define it with precision and clarity, as if it already exists. I have found that those who are vague or hesitant in their desires rarely accomplish great things. They may work hard, but without focus, their efforts dissipate like smoke in the wind. In my own life, I committed to understanding the laws of success because I had a clear objective: to uncover the universal principles that anyone could apply to achieve wealth, happiness, and personal fulfillment. The second principle, faith, is intertwined with the first. It is not enough to merely know what you want, you must believe it is possible. Faith is a mental state that transforms thought into reality. I have witnessed men who, against all odds, achieved their goals simply because they never doubted their ability to succeed. This faith is not blind optimism, it is a deliberate, cultivated state of mind. It is built through affirmations, visualization, and repetition. By feeding the mind with thoughts of success and victory, you convince your subconscious mind that your goals are attainable, and it begins to direct your actions accordingly. Autosuggestion, the third principle, is the practical tool that allows faith to take root. The mind is a garden, and thoughts are seeds. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and negativity, they will grow into obstacles and failures. But if you plant seeds of desire, confidence, and determination, your mind will nurture them into tangible results. I encourage all who wish to succeed to repeat their goals daily, to write them down, to see them vividly in the mind's eye, and to speak them aloud. This repetition impresses the subconscious mind, aligning your thoughts and actions toward achieving your goal. The fourth principle is specialized knowledge. Knowledge alone is not power, applied knowledge is. One must acquire specific knowledge relevant to their goal and use it strategically. I have observed men who were educated but directionless, and others who had limited formal education but extraordinary mastery of a particular field. They were the ones who succeeded. The key is to focus your learning and apply it deliberately. Knowledge combined with definiteness of purpose, faith, and autosuggestion becomes a tool of extraordinary power. The fifth principle, imagination, is the workshop of the mind. Every achievement begins as an idea, a vision, a creative solution to a problem. I have seen inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders turn seemingly impossible ideas into reality through the power of imagination. There are two forms of imagination: synthetic, which rearranges existing concepts into new forms, and creative, which produces original ideas from intuition and insight. Both are essential in achieving any goal. Use imagination to plan, to innovate, and to foresee potential obstacles, turning them into opportunities. Organized planning, the sixth principle, translates imagination and knowledge into action. A goal without a plan is merely a wish. I have found that the most successful individuals create detailed plans, set deadlines, assign responsibilities, and adjust their strategies as circumstances change. Organized planning provides a roadmap for action, allowing one to progress steadily toward their goal. Even the greatest ideas fail without practical execution. Plans convert vision into reality. Finally, persistence is the force that binds all the other principles together. Nothing worth achieving comes without sustained effort. I have witnessed countless talented, knowledgeable, and imaginative individuals fail simply because they gave up too soon. Persistence is the mental habit of continuing toward your goal, regardless of difficulties, setbacks, or discouragement. It is cultivated by building self-discipline, surrounding oneself with supportive influences, and maintaining a burning desire to succeed. In summary, these 7 principles: definiteness of purpose, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, and persistence form the foundation of achievement. They are interdependent. Neglect one, and the system weakens. I have dedicated my life to teaching these principles, because I have seen their power transform ordinary men and women into extraordinary achievers. Success is not a matter of luck or birthright. It is the result of applying these principles deliberately and consistently. As we continue, I will elaborate on each principle, share stories from my observations, and provide practical guidance so that anyone who applies these laws can attain the life they desire. The journey begins with a decision to commit fully to your goals, to believe in yourself, and to apply these principles with unwavering determination. I have often observed that those who fail in life do so not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they wander without a clear goal. Success, in its truest form, begins with definiteness of purpose, the unwavering commitment to a clearly defined objective. I have spoken with countless men who achieved extraordinary wealth and influence, and I noticed a common thread. They knew exactly what they wanted and refused to be distracted by anything else. This principle is not a mere suggestion, it is a law of achievement. Without a definite purpose, the mind is like a rudderless ship, tossed about by every passing wind and current. Definiteness of purpose is more than setting a goal, it is about living and breathing that goal every day. I advise that you write your purpose down, describe it in detail, and review it daily. Speak it aloud, visualize it vividly, and allow it to occupy your thoughts consistently. This deliberate focus impresses the subconscious mind, which becomes a powerful ally in achieving your aims. I have seen men transform modest ambitions into monumental success, simply because their purpose was fixed and unwavering, and they refused to entertain doubt or hesitation. Closely connected to definiteness of purpose is the principle of faith. Faith is the mental state by which we convince ourselves that we can achieve our desired goal. It is not wishful thinking, nor blind optimism, it is a cultivated belief in the certainty of your success. I have met individuals who faced extreme adversity, seemingly insurmountable obstacles, and yet achieved their goals because they never doubted their ability to succeed. Faith strengthens the mind, focuses energy, and creates a magnetic pull toward the object of desire. Faith is developed deliberately. One must feed the mind daily with positive thoughts, affirmations, and vivid visualizations of success. I recommend that every individual create a personal affirmation statement, written in the present tense, declaring the attainment of their goal. Repeat this statement morning and night, and allow yourself to feel the reality of its fulfillment. By impressing the subconscious mind with certainty, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward the realization of your purpose. I have also discovered that faith and definiteness of purpose are mutually reinforcing. A clear goal strengthens belief, an unwavering belief enhances commitment. The mind does not distinguish between imagined reality and actual reality. When the images are held with emotion and clarity, by combining a definite purpose with faith, one activates the full potential of the subconscious, which then begins to influence decisions, actions, and even the perception of opportunities. It is through this process that thought is translated into tangible achievement. Let me illustrate with a story I have shared often. A young man, poor and inexperienced, approached me with an ambition to become a successful entrepreneur. He had no capital, no influential contacts, and no formal education in business. Yet he possessed 2 things: a definite goal and unwavering faith. He visualized his success daily, spoke affirmations of his ability, and committed himself to learning everything necessary to achieve his aim. Within a few years, he built a thriving business that surpassed the dreams of those around him. His success was not a matter of luck, it was the result of applying these principles deliberately and persistently. The combination of definiteness of purpose and faith also guards against distraction and doubt. In the absence of these principles, One is easily swayed by fear, criticism, or temporary setbacks. I have met individuals who abandoned promising ventures because they allowed negative thoughts or skepticism to dominate their minds. By cultivating a clear purpose and faith in its attainment, one builds resilience against such influences. The mind becomes a fortress, and the individual becomes a master of their own destiny. I cannot overstate the importance of emotional engagement in this process. Faith is strengthened when it is coupled with genuine desire, enthusiasm, and the emotional conviction that success is not only possible, but inevitable. When the mind is fully engaged with emotion, the subconscious acts as a cooperative partner, shaping thoughts, decisions, and actions in alignment with the goal. This emotional intensity transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. It is also essential to understand that faith and purpose must be applied consistently. They are not fleeting states to be invoked. Occasionally, they are habits of thought that must be cultivated daily. Just as the body strengthens through regular exercise, the mind develops power and focus through persistent attention to one's definite purpose and belief in its attainment. Over time, this habitual alignment of thought, emotion, and action creates momentum that propels the individual forward, even in the face of obstacles. In my observations, I have also noticed that the principle of faith acts as a magnet for opportunity. The individual who believes deeply in their goal unconsciously attracts resources, people, and ideas that support its realization. This is not mystical, it is a practical law of cause and effect. The mind, focused and energized by faith, perceives opportunities that others overlook, makes connections others miss, and inspires cooperation from those around them. Faith becomes both the engine and the guide of achievement. In conclusion, definiteness of purpose and faith are the foundation upon which all other principles rest. A clear, specific goal provides direction, faith provides the energy and conviction necessary to pursue it. Together, they activate the subconscious, attract opportunities, and foster resilience against adversity. I have dedicated my life to observing and teaching these principles, because I have seen their transformative power across countless individuals. Success is not reserved for a select few, it is available to anyone willing to define their purpose. Cultivate faith, and apply these principles with unwavering determination. One of the most powerful tools I have discovered in my decades of studying success is autosuggestion. It is the deliberate act of influencing your own mind through repeated affirmations, thoughts, and mental images. Many people underestimate the power of the subconscious, but I have seen it shape destiny when properly directed. The subconscious is like fertile soil, it will grow whatever seeds you plant. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and limitation, that is exactly what will flourish. But if you plant seeds of desire, confidence, and determination, your mind will cultivate them into the reality you seek. I emphasize that autosuggestion is not passive. You must actively engage your imagination and emotions to make it effective. It is not enough to merely repeat words without feeling them. You must visualize your goal vividly, see yourself already in possession of it, and experience the emotions that accompany success: joy, pride, and satisfaction. This emotional involvement tells your subconscious that this reality is possible and worth pursuing. I have repeatedly observed that individuals who use autosuggestion consistently, combined with a definite purpose and unwavering faith, are almost certain to achieve extraordinary results. Autosuggestion works best when paired with written affirmations. I advise my students to write a clear statement of their goal in the present tense, as if it has already been achieved. For example, I am earning $100,000 a year through my own business, or I am a respected leader in my field. Repeat this statement at least twice a day, once in the morning and once before sleep, allowing your mind to dwell on it and accept it as truth. Over time, this practice rewires the mind, eliminating doubt and attracting ideas, opportunities, and actions that align with your goal. Yet autosuggestion alone is not enough. One must also acquire specialized knowledge that is directly relevant to the achievement of the goal. Knowledge alone is not power, it is only potential power. The key is application. Many individuals waste years accumulating general education or random skills that do not advance their objectives. I have studied successful men and women, and they all had one thing in common. They applied knowledge with precision, focusing on the skills, insights, and strategies that directly supported their purpose. Specialized knowledge comes in two forms: personal acquisition and organized experience from others. Some knowledge must be learned firsthand, through study, practice, and trial and error. Other knowledge can be obtained by collaborating with others, seeking mentors, or joining mastermind groups. I have consistently observed that the ability to gather the right knowledge at the right time and apply it strategically is one of the most decisive factors in achieving any significant goal. It is also important to recognize that specialized knowledge is not static. It evolves as your goals evolve. The individual who stops learning, stops observing, or stops adapting risks stagnation. By contrast, those who continually seek out new information, refine their skills, and integrate the lessons of experience into their plans maintain a competitive edge. Knowledge, when organized and applied, becomes power, but only when combined with definiteness of purpose, faith, and persistence. Let me give a practical example. I once met an inventor who dreamed of creating a revolutionary new product, but lacked the technical knowledge to do so. Rather than waiting for inspiration to strike, he committed himself to learning everything necessary: engineering principles, market research, and production techniques. He also sought advice from experienced professionals, incorporating their insights into his plan. Within a few years, his invention became a commercial success, not because of luck, but because he applied specialized knowledge through focused effort and autosuggestion to reinforce his vision. Autosuggestion and specialized knowledge also reinforce each other. Repeated affirmations of your ability to learn, grow, and succeed strengthen your faith, which encourages persistent effort. Persistent effort, in turn, increases your mastery and knowledge, creating a cycle of self-reinforcement that propels you toward your goal. This cycle is the mechanism by which ordinary individuals can achieve extraordinary results. I have seen people with modest backgrounds, limited resources, and even repeated failures rise to wealth, influence, and recognition by applying these principles consistently. Another key element is emotional engagement. The subconscious responds most effectively when the mind is stirred by strong emotion. Enthusiasm, desire, and burning ambition act as fuel for autosuggestion and learning. Knowledge without desire is inert repetition, without belief is empty. The combination of a clear goal, repeated affirmation, and passionate engagement produces a force that moves mountains, shaping circumstances, opportunities, and even the behavior of others in your favor. In conclusion, autosuggestion and specialized knowledge are the tools that allow your mind to focus, attract, and act. Autosuggestion programs your subconscious with belief, desire, and confidence, while specialized knowledge equips you with the practical ability to achieve your goal. Together, they form a potent combination that empowers you to overcome obstacles, seize opportunities, and persist where others fail. I have witnessed countless examples in my research. Men and women who transformed their lives not through inherited wealth or privilege, but through disciplined mental training, learning, and application of these principles. The next step, which I will elaborate on in the following block, is imagination and organized planning, the bridge between knowledge and action, between desire and results. For now, understand that autosuggestion and specialized knowledge form the foundation for a mind capable of extraordinary achievement. These principles are not mysterious, they are laws, waiting to be applied by anyone who is willing to commit, focus, and act with persistence. I have often said that imagination is the workshop of the mind. Every great achievement in history began as an idea, a vision, or a dream. Imagination allows you to create possibilities that do not yet exist, to invent solutions to problems, and to envision the life you desire before it materializes. There are two forms of imagination that are essential for success: synthetic imagination and creative imagination. Synthetic imagination rearranges known concepts, ideas, and experiences to produce something new. It allows you to see connections that others overlook and to develop innovative approaches. Creative imagination, on the other hand, is the faculty through which ideas and inspiration come from beyond ordinary experience. It is intuition, insight, and inspiration combined with vision. I have observed countless individuals whose success depended largely on their ability to envision possibilities beyond their current circumstances. The difference between those who remain mediocre and those who achieve greatness is often the ability to use imagination deliberately and consistently. To harness this power, one must actively visualize the outcome they desire, mentally rehearse their actions, and think strategically about how to turn ideas into reality. Without imagination, knowledge remains inert, and goals remain distant dreams. Yet imagination alone is insufficient. Ideas must be grounded in action through organized planning. A goal without a plan is merely a wish. Organized planning is the process by which you take the abstract vision created in your imagination and translate it into concrete steps, timelines, and actions. I have met countless visionaries who had brilliant ideas but failed because they lacked a clear, structured plan. Conversely, those who combine imagination with organized planning consistently achieve results. Planning provides direction, ensures resources are used effectively, and prepares you to face obstacles with foresight and adaptability. A successful plan often begins with research and consultation. Surround yourself with knowledgeable advisors, mentors, and colleagues who can provide insight and feedback. I have long advocated the power of the mastermind principle, where individuals come together to pool knowledge, experience, and creativity to support one another's goals. No one can succeed entirely alone. Collaboration amplifies imagination and transforms it into actionable strategies. Through careful planning and teamwork, you convert creative thought into tangible outcomes. It is also critical to understand that plans are not rigid, they must be flexible. Circumstances change, challenges arise, and unforeseen obstacles appear. Organized planning allows for adaptation, giving you the ability to respond intelligently to setbacks, rather than being derailed by them. Many people fail not because their plan was flawed, but because they were unwilling to adjust it in response to reality. Success demands both vision and pragmatism, the ability to imagine boldly and to plan meticulously. I recall a young entrepreneur I once advised, who dreamed of launching a new product in a competitive market. He had the imagination to envision its potential impact, but initially lacked a clear plan for production, distribution, and marketing. Together, we developed an organized plan, breaking the process into manageable steps, assigning responsibilities, and establishing deadlines. By combining his vision with a practical plan, he was able to bring his product to market successfully and achieve results far beyond his initial expectations. This example illustrates the synergy between imagination and organized planning, a combination that turns dreams into reality. Another important aspect is visualization as part of planning. Imagine your goal not only as a finished product, but also the process to achieve it. Mentally rehearse each step, anticipate challenges, and see yourself overcoming them. This prepares your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities and solutions in the real world. I have seen this method applied by inventors, business leaders, and athletes alike, and the results are consistently remarkable. The mind, conditioned by visualization and structured planning, becomes a magnet for success. Finally, organized planning must always be guided by persistence and faith. A plan is useless if it is abandoned at the first sign of difficulty. Challenges are inevitable, but with a clear vision, imaginative solutions, and a structured approach, obstacles become stepping stones rather than barriers. I have witnessed people of modest means, without connections or resources, achieve extraordinary success because they combined imagination, planning, and unwavering persistence. The laws I have observed are universal. They do not discriminate by birth, status, or background. They are principles available to all who commit to them fully. In conclusion, imagination and organized planning are the bridge between desire and achievement. Imagination allows you to see possibilities beyond current reality. Organized planning translates those possibilities into actionable steps. Together with the principles of definiteness of purpose, faith, autosuggestion, and specialized knowledge, these two principles form a powerful system for achieving any goal. Success is not a matter of luck, it is the predictable result of disciplined thought, careful planning, and relentless action. By engaging your imagination daily and crafting organized plans to implement your ideas, you set the stage for transformation. The individual who combines vision with structured action not only achieves their goals, but also develops the mindset, resilience, and creativity necessary to sustain success throughout life. In the next block, I will discuss the final principle, persistence, and explain how it ties together all the preceding principles into a cohesive strategy for achievement. If I have learned one truth from decades of studying successful men and women, it is this: persistence is the bridge between desire and achievement. All the principles I have shared so far, definiteness of purpose, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, and organized planning, are powerful, but without persistence, they will yield little. Persistence is the sustained effort, the refusal to give up, and the determination to keep moving forward even when circumstances seem insurmountable. I have observed many talented individuals fail not because they lacked knowledge, skill, or vision, but because they gave up too soon. Opportunities are often disguised as obstacles, and success frequently requires enduring setbacks, criticism, and failure. Those who persist, however, learn to see obstacles as challenges to overcome, not reasons to quit. The habit of persistence is developed gradually, through repeated effort, discipline, and a deep connection to one's purpose. Persistence is rooted in desire. A strong, burning desire motivates the mind to overcome resistance and persevere. I have repeatedly emphasized that it is not enough to wish for success, you must want it. With every fiber of your being, desire fuels action, and action builds momentum. The individual who combines a definite purpose with unwavering desire can withstand disappointment, fatigue, and temporary defeat, because their mind and heart are aligned toward a single objective. I have also found that persistence is strengthened by environment and association. Surround yourself with people who encourage, inspire, and support your goals. Avoid negative influences and naysayers who sap energy and faith. Many failures I have witnessed were not due to lack of ability, but due to exposure to persistent negativity or discouragement. Conversely, supportive associations reinforce persistence, providing guidance, motivation, and accountability. The mastermind group, which I have advocated throughout my work, is a prime example of how collective persistence and mutual encouragement can accelerate success. Persistence is further reinforced through habitual action. It is not enough to occasionally work hard. Persistence requires daily effort, consistency, and discipline. By taking repeated, deliberate steps toward your goal, you train your mind to see progress, even in small increments. Over time, these consistent actions compound, producing results far beyond what sporadic effort could achieve. I have seen individuals start with nothing, yet through disciplined persistence, create empires, wealth, and influence that were once unimaginable. Failure, I have discovered, is often a necessary teacher. Those who persist view failure not as defeat, but as feedback. Each setback contains lessons, adjustments, and insights that guide the next effort. I have studied inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders who faced repeated failure, sometimes public, sometimes devastating, but who persisted with renewed strategy, learning from mistakes and refining their approach. In nearly every case, the eventual success was proportional to the amount of persistence applied. Persistence is also intertwined with faith. Those who persist firmly believe in their eventual success. Faith sustains action when results are not immediately visible. It prevents discouragement and maintains focus on the end goal. Without faith, persistence is vulnerable to impatience and doubt. With faith, persistence becomes unstoppable. The combination of these two principles, faith and persistence, creates a mental state capable of overcoming tremendous odds. I often share an example of an individual who, despite repeated rejection and financial hardship, refused to abandon their vision. They faced doubt from friends, family, and even themselves, yet their persistence never wavered. Over time, the consistent application of knowledge, imagination, planning, and persistent efforts led to the achievement of their goal. This story is not unique, it is a pattern I have observed countless times. It illustrates that persistence is not just effort, it is intention, focus, and unyielding action over time. Persistence also works hand in hand with autosuggestion. By continuously affirming one's purpose and visualizing success, the mind remains motivated, and discouragement is minimized. The subconscious mind, when properly directed, becomes a partner in sustaining persistence. Every day, by reinforcing your desire, belief, and vision, you condition your mind to act with determination, regardless of external circumstances. This is why autosuggestion and persistence are inseparable in the practice of achievement. Finally, persistence is the principle that integrates all the others. Definite purpose gives direction. Faith sustains belief. Autosuggestion programs the subconscious. Specialized knowledge equips the mind. Imagination creates possibilities. Organized planning provides the roadmap. And persistence is the engine that drives continuous action along that roadmap. Without it, the others remain potential energy. With it, they produce results. In conclusion, persistence is not merely endurance, it is strategic, conscious, and unwavering effort toward a clearly defined goal. It allows the individual to transform desire into reality, to learn from setbacks, and to capitalize on opportunity. Every success story I have studied shares this common thread: the persistent application of effort guided by purpose, belief, and planning. It is a principle that anyone can cultivate, and when combined with the other 6 principles, it ensures that goals are not only pursued but achieved. The final block will summarize all 7 principles, demonstrating how they function together as a complete system to achieve any goal, and will provide guidance on applying them in daily life to create lasting success. Having guided you through the 6 preceding principles, I now turn to their integration, the way in which all 7 principles function together as a complete, coherent system to ensure achievement. The principles are not isolated, they are interdependent, each reinforcing the others. To achieve any goal, one must not only understand each principle, but also apply them consistently, deliberately, and harmoniously. The true mastery of success comes when these laws of achievement are combined into a lifestyle, a mental habit, and a daily practice. The journey begins with definiteness of purpose. Know exactly what you want, and commit yourself fully to its attainment. This principle alone directs all mental energy toward a single objective. Without a definite purpose, the other principles lack focus and coherence. Definite purpose is the seed from which all effort grows. It provides clarity, direction, and motivation. It is the foundation of all achievement. Next comes faith, which is the mental state that transforms desire into certainty. Faith reinforces purpose and inspires action. I have repeatedly observed that the individual with a strong purpose but weak faith often falters at the first sign of difficulty. By cultivating faith through autosuggestion and emotional reinforcement, the mind becomes a magnet, attracting opportunities and resources that align with the defined purpose. Faith is the force that converts thoughts into action and dreams into reality. Autosuggestion programs the subconscious mind to accept the goal as already attained. It bridges conscious desire with unconscious motivation. Through daily repetition of affirmations, visualization, and emotional engagement, the subconscious aligns with your purpose and begins guiding your decisions, creativity, and perceptions in its favor. Autosuggestion reinforces faith, persistence, and even the imagination. making it a central tool for the consistent application of all principles. The fourth principle, specialized knowledge, equips you with the skills and insights necessary to act effectively. Knowledge alone is potential, applied knowledge is power. To succeed, one must focus on learning that is directly relevant to the goal, and seek counsel, mentorship, and collaboration where personal expertise is insufficient. Knowledge provides the means, while imagination and planning provide the method, and persistence provides the force to implement it. Imagination allows for innovation and the creation of solutions that others may not see. I have found that every breakthrough, every extraordinary achievement, originates in the mind of someone who dared to imagine differently. Imagination works hand in hand with knowledge and planning, converting abstract ideas into actionable strategies. The combination of creative thought and practical planning distinguishes those who merely dream from those who achieve. Organized planning is the process of translating imagination and knowledge into tangible action. Without a plan, effort is wasted and progress is slow or misdirected. The most successful individuals I have studied meticulously plan each step, anticipate obstacles, and remain flexible, adjusting their strategies when necessary. Planning transforms possibility into reality, providing a framework for persistence to act upon. Finally, persistence is the glue that holds all the principles together. Without persistence, the other 6 principles remain potential energy. Persistence ensures that efforts are sustained despite setbacks, criticism, or temporary failure. It creates momentum, reinforces belief, and allows the mind to capitalize on the alignments created by purpose, faith, autosuggestion, knowledge, imagination, and planning. Persistence turns intention into tangible achievement. I have observed countless examples where the absence of any single principle led to failure. A man with great knowledge, but no definite purpose, drifts aimlessly. One with faith but no plan may act enthusiastically, but ineffectively. A visionary with imagination, but lacking persistence, abandons potential triumphs. Yet when all 7 principles are combined, the results are predictable, reproducible, and powerful. The system is a law of achievement, available to anyone willing to apply it deliberately. Practical application of these principles requires daily engagement. Begin each day by reviewing your definite purpose, reinforcing it with faith and autosuggestion. Visualize the steps you will take, imagine the solutions to challenges, and commit to learning and applying new knowledge. Organize your day, week, and month around purposeful action, and maintain unwavering persistence regardless of obstacles. This is the routine of the achiever, and it is consistent with the habits of all successful men and women I have studied. Another essential element is the cultivation of supportive environments and associations. Success rarely occurs in isolation. Surround yourself with individuals who share your commitments, who provide encouragement, insight, and accountability. The mastermind principle, a deliberate alliance of minds working toward shared or aligned objectives, amplifies your own power by pooling knowledge, creativity, and energy. The collective support of a focus group can accelerate achievement far beyond what individual effort alone could accomplish. I also emphasize reflection and adaptation. Success is a dynamic process. Circumstances change, and goals evolve. Regularly evaluate your plans, review your knowledge, and adjust your strategies. The principles are laws, but their application requires intelligence, judgment, and the willingness to learn from experience. Those who apply these principles rigidly without observation or adaptation often fail. Those who apply them intelligently with flexibility achieve lasting results. Finally, I want to stress that the greatest achievements are not merely material. While wealth, status, and recognition are visible outcomes, true success also involves personal growth, mastery of the mind, and contribution to others. The 7 principles empower not only the acquisition of goals, but also the development of character, discipline, and wisdom. Individuals who follow these principles consistently cultivate resilience, confidence, and creativity that serve them throughout life. In conclusion, The 7 principles: definiteness of purpose, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, and persistence function as an integrated system. When applied together with commitment, discipline, and intelligent effort, they make achievement predictable, attainable, and sustainable. I have observed this law in countless lives, and I assure you that it is accessible to anyone willing to dedicate themselves fully. Success is not a matter of luck, inheritance, or circumstance. It is the deliberate application of universal principles. By understanding, internalizing, and acting upon these laws daily, you can achieve any goal you set for yourself, transform your life, and leave a legacy of accomplishment. The principles are simple, yet profound. They demand focus, courage, and perseverance, but they reward those who apply them with results far beyond imagination. Let this be your roadmap. Decide with clarity, believe with faith, program your mind, learn relentlessly, imagine boldly, plan meticulously, and persist unwaveringly. Master these principles, and the achievement of your goals becomes not a hope, but a certainty.